Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the LBW Network. It's time for some in-ring action as the Samoan Savage, Hawaiian Steve, makes his way down the aisle, and he has a formidable opponent ahead of him tonight. This is going to be a blockbuster, folks. You're not going to want to miss a second of tonight's action. Hawaiian Steve, not too prominently featured here on the LBW Network. It's exciting whenever he shows up here at the LBW. What else is exciting is when this young man appears on television as well. The Retro Kid, one half of the Pixel Dashers. Two-time LBW Tag Team Champion. I wonder how he will fare against the Samoan Savage tonight. Referee Petey Panda checks on both competitors, rings the bell, the match is underway. Double strike there by Hawaiian Steve. Beautiful suplex there by the Retro Kid. Forearm strike there. Both men circling each other, Irish whip bouncing off of the ropes, slides between the legs. Wait a second, the Retro Kid trying to pick him up. No, does not have the strength, at least not yet. Back body drop, throws him down hard. Wait a second. Oh, brainbuster! Drops him down on his head. But look at that, Hawaiian Steve gets right back up. We don't see Hawaiian Steve too often, but I can tell you a little bit about this guy. He's tough as nails. He prepares for his matches by breaking coconuts over his head. It's his pre-match ritual. This guy is tough. He's strong. From head to toe, this guy could fight the biggest and the baddest. He'll square up with anyone. While he might be big, tough, and bad, even slightly intimidating at times, when he's not in the wrestling ring, he's relaxing on the beach, where he's happy to be. You think you know him, but then you get in the ring and it's a whole different creature. The Retro Kid, fast on his feet, incredible agility, fantastic in-ring awareness, can jump off the ropes or the turnbuckle at any time. He can put you in a leg lock without you even seeing it coming. That's what makes this such a great match. You've got a fearless warrior in Hawaiian Steve, and you've got a fast and agile warrior in the Retro Kid. Both have been with the LBW for quite some time. They have not been in the main event scene. It's interesting to see where they're going to go from this match. What will this do for their careers? What's next for them? Again, they're not too heavily featured on the show, so it's interesting to see not only one of them, but both of them, and at the same time. This is a great chance for both of them to bring back spark to their name, make their way back onto regular LBW network television, and perhaps work their way into a title shot. With all the titles available at this point, we've got the LBW World Championship, we've got the Latin American Championship, the Tag Team titles, we've got the Tough Enough Championship, and right now, due to an open contract, we've got ROSW's Gary Gruesome, who says that he's happy to defend the Ring of Saturn Wrestling World Championship on LBW programming. This opens up a lot of doors, a lot of opportunity. And since we got rid of the weight class ruling, we got rid of the Women's Championship, everybody and anybody can go for anything at any time, as long as they earn the contendership. You pick up the wins, you have more W's than L's, you could really skyrocket to the top. You could make it to the top of the mountain, but it's lonely being number one, so you gotta watch your back at all times. Right now, these two taking each other to their limit. I wonder if there's going to be any ring rust, since we haven't seen them too active as of late here on LBW. But this is a great opportunity for them to get back in the ring, master their craft, and show that they deserve to stand out, that they deserve some spotlight, that they deserve opportunity. Two completely different personas, two very unique individuals with very, very similar goals. I noticed Andre the Raver is not at ringside tonight. Looks like the Retro Kid wanted to handle this on his own. Hawaiian Steve, as far as we know, doesn't have too many allies. He's a bit of a loner. We hear he's a nice guy. Outside of the ring, inside the ring, he's a complete savage. He will rip you limb from limb. Just like he did there with that devastating knee right to the gut of the Retro Kid. Multiple punches and knees to the face, and then a palm strike right across the nose. That could break the nose. Oh, beautiful kangaroo kick there by the Retro Kid, now pointing to his head, showing that he feels that he's the mentally superior competitor between the two of them. Wait a second, we time for it. No! He's countering it. Suplex to the outside. The Retro Kid falls on the back of his head, almost falls under the guardrail into the crowd. Now getting back into the ring, Hawaiian Steve catching his breath. Could be time for... No. Once again, outpowered by Hawaiian Steve. Whatever the Retro Kid had in mind, be it a pile driver, power bomb, it's hard to say. But you see the weight difference, you see the muscle mass difference, and you know that Hawaiian Steve has so many advantages over the Retro Kid. Hawaiian Steve not as decorated as far as championship victories and reigns, but we know that he's got great ability. He's got an incredibly strong finishing maneuver, the tidal wave suplex. If he hits that on the Retro Kid tonight, he might be in trouble. It only takes 3 seconds to win by pinfall. Only takes a second to win by submission. In one way or another, we're going to see a winner at the end of this. There's going to be a definitive winner. This is a great opportunity. Beautiful STO there by Hawaiian Steve. The Retro Kid. Yes, he does it! Spinning around, powerbomb the strength of the young man. Picked him up, spun him around with the powerbomb. Incredible. The momentum is definitely on his side. Goes for the splash, goes for the pin. Petey Panda 1, 2, and only a 2 count. The match continues. The crowd is starting to show more investment as they stand on their feet, clap, scream at the top of their lungs, and wave their crowd signs around. These two competitors wanting to send the fans home happy. Oh, wait a second. Hawaiian Steve bouncing off the ropes. He's going to risk it all. Flies over the top rope like a dragonfly. My goodness, kick to the chest, taking him down. Wait a minute, the Retro Kid now. Go to sleep, kicks Hawaiian Steve right across the skull onto the concrete floor. And now he's got him in the Retro Lock, the finishing maneuver, but it's on the outside. Submissions won't work out there. There are no pinfalls, no submissions on the outside. You could do the damage, but then you got to drag that heavy carcass back into the ring. Incredible thinking as far as applying damage long term. But you've got to think, this guy outweighs you. He's got more muscle mass. You've got to get him back into the ring. And right now he's got him in a cross arm breaker. Will it be enough to submit the Samoan Savage? No, he manages to escape. The Retro Kid was going for some kind of maneuver but was not quite successful. Goes for that spinning back kick twice there. Does not connect. Wait a second, kangaroo kick. Gets back in the game. The Retro Kid now in control. Bouncing off the ropes and sliding drop kick. I think he kicked his face back into the third row. Hawaiian Steve stretching out that left arm, trying to make sure he doesn't pull a muscle, does not want to get fatigued, does not want to be injured. Both of these men want to be back in the limelight. They want their names known. They want merchandise sold under their names. They want to be the biggest, the baddest star in the LBW. Oh, beautiful dropkick there by the Retro Kid. With Low Budget Mania 3 coming up, we know that these two stars want to be recognized. They want to be noticed. This is their chance to prove that they belong here, that they can run with the big dogs. And with Von Stott holding all the championships. Oh, beautiful neck breaker. Down he goes. 1 second here and... oh, kick across the chest takes him down. The Retro Kid going for... yes, he's going for another spinning powerbomb. Sit down. Goes for the pin here. 1, 2, and 2.9. So close, but not enough. Wait a second. Hawaiian Steve now going for a powerbomb. Go! It's been reversed. 1, 2, and... oh, a 2.9. Another close call. So close, but no cigar. Elbow to the back now. The Retro Kid pointing at his head, showing that he is the intelligent one. Sliding drop kick and another sliding drop kick. My goodness, I imagine Hawaiian Steve must have a headache the size of the Hawaiian Islands. Wait a second, I think he's going to retaliate here. Oh, and a kick from Hawaiian Steve to the Retro Kid, and an enziguri to follow. So many kicks to the heads. For a man that breaks coconuts over his head to prepare for big matches, I imagine those kicks, they may do some damage, but I think he's conditioned himself to get used to that kind of pain, to get used to that kind of intrusion. And what a great strategy. Conditioning your head to be able to withstand that kind of pain, that kind of agony, that kind of damage. Wait a second, frog splash! But he's under the ropes. That calls for a rope break by the referee. Down goes the Retro Kid here. Wait a second, he's going for the roll-up pin. Oh, only a 2 count. So close, but no cigar. Ladies and gentlemen, the Retro Kid, Hawaiian Steve putting on a clinic here. Beautiful enziguri there by the Samoan Savage. Oh, here we go. Another pin by the Retro Kid. Hawaiian Steve managed to escape, goes for a spinning slap there, but misses. Picks him up and powerbomb. Drops him down hard. Is it over here? No, he picks him up. He's not going for the finish yet. Irish whip in. Oh, went for an STO, but the Retro Kid ducks. He's going to try it again. Oh, went for a kick, but missed. The Retro Kid dodges the kick. Tries to roll him up into a pin there, but misses. Wait a second. Samoan drop! Drops him down hard! Hawaiian Steve was going to run off the ropes, but I think he decided to reserve whatever conditioned stamina he had left. Oh, kicks him in the face with the right foot. Both men down, both men dry heaving. They're sucking wind. They're putting each other through hell. They're going to hell and back, taking each other to their limits. Another kangaroo kick. The Retro Kid thinks he's the smartest competitor on the roster. Let's take a look. Frog splash. Too close to the ropes. The match continues. That was not enough. Bouncing off the ropes in. Tries to go for a kick, but the Retro Kid gets out of the way. Tries to go for another pinfall, but does not succeed. Eats a fist there by Hawaiian Steve. Stretching the right arm. A smart move if you don't want to pull a muscle. Goes for the STO. Down goes the Retro Kid. One half of the Pixel Dasher's in trouble as he eats an enziguri kick to the back of the head. Off the ropes now. Oh, the strong lariat takes him down. Oh. Cross arm breaker! Cross arm breaker! Hawaiian Steve appears to be in trouble, and he can't take the pain anymore as he submits to the Retro Kid. One half of the Pixel Dashers, the Retro Kid, is victorious over Hawaiian Steve. A hard-fought match between two great gladiators, but in the end, it was the Retro Kid that would stand tall.